In this video, I'm going to show you how to scrape any single website with Claude Code and a simple workflow. You're going to be amazed by how easy this actually is to set up. And now you can scrape leads for your business or for a personal project or whatever you want to do. Just type exactly what you want in Claude Code and the setup will do the rest. And at the end of this video, I'm going to walk you through live 4 actual setups of ways I use scraping in my own business. So you can copy the prompts and start doing this today. And as someone who's not technical myself, this is super exciting to share because you don't need to understand what's going on behind the scenes. You're going to understand a little bit about these topics in a second, but it's now easier than ever to scrape the internet in plain English. And we're going to do this using Claude Code and Apify. I'm going to give you guys a step-by-step rundown on both these softwares, how to set them up in 1 second here. But essentially what you could do now is find 50 marketing agencies in London with their contact information. You can put this into Claude and it'll go and use Apify, which I'm going to show you, and return the 50 marketing agencies and their contact information in one single line formatted in Claude. That's how powerful it is. Now, there are some pros and cons and some limitations we are going to cover, but that is the entire workflow. That is how powerful it is. Think about all of the data you could gather with it just prompting. And at the end, I'm going to give you the actual practical use cases, the prompts and everything, so you can just copy along and start using this today after you set it up. And if you're new to web scraping, simply put, you are taking the contents from a website and you're putting it in an organized place. If you had to do this before, it would be manual. So it would take you hours to do this. It's a headache. No one wants to do it. And you don't want to hire people for it. It's just a waste of money. Well, now you can do it automatically. So web scraping is taking stuff from the website, putting it in an organized fashion so you can act on it, do whatever you want with it. And all you're going to need is to set up these 3 things. It will take you no more than 3 minutes. The first thing is installing Claude Code. If you just go to Claude Code Docs and look up Quick Start Guide for Claude Code, they have the best explanation about how to set this up. And if you have questions, you can just ask the page and interact with it. It'll tell you exactly how to set up Claude Code. Essentially, you just go down here, you copy and paste this depending on your type of machine, paste it in your terminal and download it. It's really that simple. You do need a $20 a month plan for Claude, but you're going to get an ROI on that almost instantly. Next, I recommend setting up VS Code. This helps you just visualize a terminal in a better sense. It's what I'm going to be using in this video. This is not a necessary step, but it helps you interact with Claude Code, in my opinion. The final thing you're going to need is Apify. So if you go to Apify right here, you're going to sign up for it, sign up here. And the great thing about Apify is it allows you to access 1,000 pre-built scrapers, and they give you 5 free credits a month to just play around with. You don't have to write any code. So you could already use this for completely free today. So sign up for that here. I'll leave a link down in the description that might even get you some more benefits and usage and stuff like that if you want to check that out. And if you want to follow along with the entire video plus copy the prompts that I'll be using in this video, I have a completely free guide down below you could download and then use as you set this up. All right, so you have logged into Apify now. You should see this right here. You can see you have $5 of usage every single month for completely free before you have to even upgrade, which is amazing. I'm going to walk you through this here in a second. And now you have Claude Code open. Again, I have it open in VS Code. I like to have one main chat and like a side chat as well for like testing. If something in the main chat goes wrong, that's how I like to set it up. If I'm already losing you here, comment down below Cowork, and I'll make a video on how you can do this in Claude Cowork. That's in the desktop app, so you don't have to really mess with downloading anything or using anything. But I'm going to walk you through this right here because Claude Code is more powerful than Cowork, and a lot of you guys are going to understand exactly how this works because it's super simple. So first, what you want to do in Apify, and just a little bit around Apify, your store is basically where you can see all these different capabilities. So this one will allow you to scrape Google Maps, website content crawler, TikTok scraper, Instagram, YouTube. You can scrape anything with this. And then actors these are what actors are called. So an actor, you would download it to your Apify, and this actor would run to do XYZ tasks. So this actor will scrape TikTok, this actor will scrape Instagram. You sort of get the point there. What you're going to go down to is you're going to go to settings. You're going to go to API keys, and then you could have a bunch of API keys right here. These are mine. You're going to create a new token, and all an API key is, it's connecting Claude or wherever you give the API key to Apify. Give it a description. Make sure to name this. I just like to name it. And then you're going to hit create. It's going to give you that API key, and you're just going to copy that so you then can give it to Claude, right? Super simple. Create an API key, copy the API key, and then go back to Claude. And all you're going to say to Claude, you don't have to do anything. That's why I love Claude so much. You can just tell it what you want to do. Hey, Claude, I want to set up a new API key for Apify. My goal is to start to use it to scrape different things. Please walk me through how to do this. And can you also set up a .env file for me so I can store this safely? Now, the .env file is something that you're going to put all of your API keys in. So it's just safe and Claude can then reference it within the file. But if you just ignore the last part and you didn't even know about that, you just tell Claude what to do and it'll tell you exactly what to do. It'll create the folders for you to the point where you could just literally copy and paste the API key from Apify into a folder or wherever it wants it for you. And then it will do the rest of the work. Now for me, it just said my API key right here, which obviously I'm going to blur out and make sure you keep these safe because if anyone accesses them, then they could use use them to scrape whatever on your billing, which is obviously not good. But what it would do, it would create a .env file for you and it would set it up. If you really want to, this is sort of frowned upon for security reasons, but you could do it. You could just copy and paste the Apify token into the chat and say, hey, set this up for me. I don't want to handle it. All right, now once you've done that setup process, the API key from Apify is in Claude Code. Just tell it to verify. Hey, Claude, just want to verify that you have the API token from Apify. Please don't say it on screen here. Just let me know that you have it. I'm going to start to actually run scraping through Apify in Claude Code. Just a verification process. Claude should have it. And if there's anything wrong, it'll say, hey, fix this and this and this, or you'll just tell it and it'll fix it itself. It's the beauty of Claude Code. Very interactive, and it'll just do it for you. Claude Code is in your computer and it can write stuff, write code, do a bunch of things. So it's going to go ahead and do that. It says, yes, I can see the Apify API key. Cool. What scraping do you want to do? Perfect. Now we're in a great position. So we're going to go back to Apify here, and we're just going to go down these use cases. And that's it, guys. So that's how easy it is to actually set up the connection between Claude Code and Apify. Now we need to tell it how to scrape websites. So the first system I'm going to demo here is the competitor pricing intelligence. All right, so I'm going to go to a competitor of mine, just a hypothetical here, and I'm going to copy and paste this prompt. I'm going to say, scrape the pricing page at XYZ URL and extract all of the plan names, prices, and key features. Save this to competitor pricing.csv. If you want to scrape your competitors, you could do this with just putting the URL in. You don't have to tell an assistant to do it for you. You can just put it right there. And you can do 10 at a time, 20 at a time if you really wanted to. Again, all of these prompts are in the lead magnet. So what I'm going to do is literally just copy and paste this here. Let me just find a URL. If you've been in the AI space long enough, make.com is an OG in the space. I still love the platform. So I'm just going to say they're my competitor, just to give Claude Code an example. Obviously, I'll replace the URL. I'm going to hit enter here. All right, so what it's going to do is going to take this. It's going to talk to Apify using the API key, find the necessary scraper, and then output the data here. And if it has other things that it needs from you to complete its task, it's going to ask you. All right, so you can see how hands-off this is. In the beginning, you might get some permission and some feedback from Claude saying, hey, I don't have access, blah, blah, blah. You're just going to figure it out with Claude. Then you'll be able to scrape whatever you want. All right, and this is what we got right here. So what it did, this is my Apify API key right here. It took this, it ran it, it found make.com, it crawled the website, it got the data, it put it in a CSV, and then it gave me it right here. So this is the actual CSV I asked for. Obviously, I don't need it because it's everything right here. But that is truly how easy it was. Now, let's just fact check this really quickly. I've been using make.com for a while, so these are pretty accurate. And yeah, let's go make sure we're on the pay monthly. 10.59, 10.59, 18.82, and 32, 34, 12. Yeah, so it's accurate. And that's what it did. And this, it gives it the logic right here. So I went to Apify, used the Playwright crawler. Playwright just crawls the internet, takes screenshots. Actually, interesting enough, I have it in another video. You don't even need Apify for this specific reason or this specific scrape job because Playwright is in Claude Code. You can set it up in Claude Code. I have another video on that in the plugins video. You can check it on my channel or on the screen right now. So it didn't technically need Apify for it, but it's much easier using it this way. I took that information, I gave it to Claude Opus, which extracted the information, and then it put it into a clean CSV. So boom, how easy was that? We didn't do anything but type what we wanted and it came back with that information. Next, we're going to up the standards a little bit. We're going to do a scraping of local businesses. Let's say you have a business that targets local businesses, helps them with their marketing. A lot of you guys run those types of companies. So you go to Google Maps for your leads. And this is what you're going to say. You're going to say, find me 15 of XYZ business in XYZ city, get their name, address, phone number, website, and Google rating, and then save to another CSV. I'm going to go ahead and copy it right from the free guide. I put it in there already. And obviously you have to give it a name and a city. So what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and copy this entire thing. There we go. And literally the most random thing I can think of is pizza shops in Orlando, Florida. All right, let's see what it's do. Again, it's going to talk to Apify. If it needs extra information from me, I'll say, hey, I need you to download this Apify actor. So for example, when we scrolled Apify earlier, if you're paying attention, you could see, go to the Apify store. It might ask me to download and run this because some of these will be paid. Some of these you actually need to download in Apify, but it will tell you what to do. If I don't need to actually download this, then it'll just take this and run with it without you having to do anything. Claude Code is that smart where if it sees a way to execute a task to get the outcome that you want, that the user wants, which is you, it will do that. Sometimes you need to give it permission, sometimes you don't. All right, and this one is even quicker. It didn't ask for any other permissions on my end. It only has the Apify key that I gave it, as I showed you in the beginning, part of the setup. And this is what I gave, 15 leads in the lead CSV. So I could open this up and I could see everything more in depth right here. And it's crazy. It gives you the name, address, phone, website, Google rating. Literally what I asked for. So this is everything there. And the ratings of these are pretty high, pretty good pizza over there in Orlando. So again, that is how easy it is. Think about this for lead generation. How easy would it be to just scrape 100 of these every single day to find your ideal people to market to in your market? Literally that simple. Next, we're going to use something that I actually used recently. It's going to be review mining. So essentially, if you want to move to a new software and you want to see the reviews of that software, make sure that your money is going in somewhere that's productive and it's going to actually help you out. You can do something like this. I'm going to, again, go over to our resource guide right here. I'm just going to copy this in. I'm going to paste this right here. I just migrated everything over to ClickUp. It was actually a big decision because my team, my tasks, everything had to go in one place. So this would be something like, okay, I want to judge if this is even good, not what they say it is, what people on the internet say it is. So let's see how Apify handles this. All I'm going to do here is www.clickup.com, save to review CSV, include review title, review text, okay. And then step number 2, so this is post the data being scraped. It's basically the intelligence on that data. So I'm just going to run this. And again, you could chain steps together like this one has right here. Step 1, get the data. Step 2, act on the data. Step 3, recreate with the data. And this is something I do all the time for my YouTube scrapers and my social media. If you haven't watched my social media Claude Code video, by the time you're watching this, it should be out. That one's insane because I could scrape all of the information from my competitors on social media. I could analyze it and then I could recreate it in my style, all in one single thread, pretty automated. So that's a pretty cool use case. All right, now while this one is thinking and doing its thing, that's why I love Claude Code so much. On VS Code, I just open up a new Claude Code chat and we could tackle number 4 together right now. All right, so let's go down to this last one number here, handling dynamic websites, right? Sometimes the problem with dynamic websites is it's hard to scrape them, but now we could use what we used earlier, which is Playwright. So Playwright allows you to get around this by screenshotting the website and just crawling it in a more effective manner, extracting that data from the screenshot, and then you could use it. So I'm going to go back over to the resource doc. I'm going to copy the dynamic website fix right here. I'm going to give it to Claude Code. So while this one is working, I'm doing this one as well. Okay, let's see. This page likes those content, drop a script. Please rewrite the Playwright script. Okay, cool. Now, this might not be a dynamic website. I'm just going to give it to you guys as an example. But the example I'm going to use is Alex Hormozi's businessacquisition.com. Pretty common example in the space. Paste that in here and then let's see what it could actually do. So we have 2 of these running, scraping things for us. Honestly, I could have ran all 5 of these or all 4 of these examples at once. It wouldn't have batted an eye because it's all doing the same thing. It wouldn't have messed anything up. So that's the beauty of this system. You can do all of these things at one single time. You could have 5, 6, 7 chats open and it'll still do the task. It's pretty insane. Claude came back with a good response here because of the way the prompt is written. Essentially, dynamic website fixes are when something fails previously. Obviously, nothing failed previously here. I'm just going to tell Claude this. I'm going to say the data I want to extract is essentially the company's about page and what made them get on the mission. I want to know about their founders a little bit. The existing script is not there, so completely avoid that. And the target URL should be on the home page or maybe the about page if you want to check that out. So you'd be running something like number 4 when you just can't get the website to be scraped properly. Honestly, that barely happens anymore with the technology we have. Claude Code and Apify. Apify has thousands of scrapers, as you saw, that will do a lot of this stuff for you. So that's why I just came back with that message. But let's see what it does. You can see it's using Playwright right here, which again, I mentioned in another video. You could even download right into Claude Code. And as all of this is going on, you could see I went from like 50 cents of usage to 76. So it is pretty cost effective, honestly. Like it doesn't take much money. The free plan is a really good place to start for like really low volume stuff. But honestly, their paid plans are beyond worth it if you're scraping a lot of things. The power and the ease of doing this is insane and it's going to pay for itself. All right, so let's check in on the third use case, which was having ClickUp scraped to just see the reviews. You can see, again, we use the API key to find ClickUp reviews. Makes sense. These are all the reviews. So 235 reviews from Trustpilot. They put them all in the CSV. Awesome. Obviously, we could open this up in a nicer format, but just for the sake of this video, we'll keep it like that. And then review brief. This is step number 2, which is intelligence on basically what's working and what's not. So this might be more readable for us here. I'm going to open it up actually in a PDF or something nice, a little nicer. Top 5 complaints. All right. Slow performance and sync issues, terrible customer support. Actually did not know that. So hopefully you don't run into that issue. Feature gating and price bait and switch. Okay. Bugs, overwhelming complexity, feature bloat. That is true. Click up there, has a lot of stuff. All right, cool. Praises, all in one platform. That's also true. Powerful automation, continuous improvement, exceptional value on the free plan, which is also true, and flexibility. Cool. So it just did all my due diligence for me. So now I don't have to scrape Reddit and this and that and the other and Trustpilot. Cool. Let's see if it's good or not, and then I can make my decision. That is awesome. Next is Mr. Alex Hormozi and Layla Hormozi. This went to the website, used Playwright. Again, Playwright is super powerful. And it looked at the founders, which is my prompt, basically to say, hey, what is this company about? What are the founders? So I found that. And this is their mission: make real business education accessible to everyone and build a business that improves the lives of everyone it comes in contact with. That's actually pretty cool. It has an origin story as well. And then it saved this to this. Awesome. So that is how powerful this is. Again, off camera, all I did was say, yes, do this, approve, allow edits. That's all I did. I didn't have to set up anything else. All we did is set up Apify. So you can see we're at 90 cents right now. So we spent 40, maybe 50 cents in this entire video to do all of those things, which is not bad at all. We just did this. we had Claude Code, we had VS Code, and that is all we did for this entire video. Now, a few rules before I log off here. Claude automatically does this, but just respect like internet scraping rules. There are some things that are private, which also goes with number 3, like LinkedIn, Twitter, Amazon have massive scraping policies, like especially like LinkedIn and Twitter. I'm a social media guy, so it's just pain using them. So you have to use APIs. I'll save this for another video. Just be careful there. And then add delays for bigger scrapes as well. Add a 1-second pause between requests so you don't hammer the server. So if you're scraping like hundreds of Google Maps listings, for example, option number 2 we did today, just give us some delay, give us some time, and just take that into account. Otherwise, everything is basically able to be scraped nowadays. It's crazy. There's no limit to the data you could collect, whether it's leads or personal projects, whatever you want to do. And everything I just covered will be in the prompt starter kit down below for completely free. If you like this video, there's so many other Claude Code use cases I've been figuring out and sharing with you guys. You can check those out here. There's the free resources and paid resources in the description. I hope to see you guys in this video. Otherwise, I will see you guys when I see you guys. Take